give us a camp place
Yes.
where we can stay. There will be Ukrainian, all Ukrainian big, probably 1,000 people or something like that. And there will be like a camp and everything. So we went there and they stayed in that camp. Now at least we had a bed, you had your meals and things like that. I stayed there about more than a year. And then, there was a course, mechanical course, different courses. I went to that, and driving lessons. There was a school, still not for me. I need something, I need a job and the food and stays, bed and British zone.
Yes.
To keep such a big army in occupied Germany, it's very costly.
Yes.
And to work in the big stores and things like that, they need a working force. But they didn't trust Germans,
No.
British.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
So they took us. So they come a British representative in the camp and said such and such, we need so many single men to work in the stores. They explained to us.
Yes.
And I said, I just put my name there and I got the job. And there was a big camp of German, where the German army used to inside 3-story building, and they gave us the whole block for there was Ukrainian, and there was a Polish, and gave us a job. And another part there was a British army. That that's building for the army.
Yes.
3 stories.
The barracks, yeah.
6 men in the room.
Yes.
And things like that. And I worked in that nearly for 2 years.
Wow.
And later on, the Australian member of embassy
Yes.
come to us, show the Australia, show us, things about Australia, so we could emigrate to Australia, Britain, Canada, I could emigrate, Latin America,
Oh, wow.
and Australia.
And Australia.
And Australia show us this film, and I said to my friend there, I said, I think I go to Australia. He said, why?
Yeah.
Reason. I said, the reason is, first reason, I like that what they show us.
Yes.
We knew about very little Australia. We learned in the school very little. We knew they were speaking English
And that's it.
and a lot of sheep. We knew that. It's about all.
Kangaroos.
And about territory, it's a huge territory. I said, I would like to go there. The reason is there was no war there.
No.
And stupid Europe, every 4 years they fight each other.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I go with you. And here we are. They took us 1 month to come by the boat.
Yeah.
They go by the boat to Sydney. It was American army boat.
Yes.
Used to export army to the Germany. Big cabins about 300 men.
Wow.
And bed was 1 bed, 2, 3.
Oh, that's tight.
I was sleeping
On
on
the-
the second one. And at the bottom, your grandmother, what is name? He lives in Perth. Valentin.
Valentina. Yeah.
And Valentin was in that. I didn't know that he was Ukrainian because nationality. And then he said, I tell him, I said, in German, because mostly we come from Germany, so we communicate one language, you cannot communicate only. I said, I am coming down. Oh, then he tells me, he said, oh, not again. Not in German. We didn't know that.
This is Ukrainian, yeah.
And then, later on, I found out that he was Ukrainian. I said, why don't you told me that you Ukrainian? I said, what the bloody hell, I didn't know that you was Ukrainian. So, then I used to send him, hey, listen, I'm coming back. Oh, he said, how often you go up and down? That was funny. That was part of the work funny. Took us 1 month.
1 month.
To come to Australia. Darling Harbour. Yeah, in Sydney.
Oh, wow.
Our boat come and stop on Darling Harbour. Darling Harbour was in that time a good strange. Used to take
Really?
a lot of wool load on the losses go overseas. Anyhow, they become out the boat or stay on Darling Harbour. Minister for Immigration, Australia, come and greet us.
Wow.
Oh, he said, welcome to Australia, and things like that, blah, blah, blah. I knew about 200 words in English and the rest.
You didn't understand.
Could not talk. Anyhow, but that I know. And I was standing right in the front. I was, I think, 20 or 21. So, and he shook with me hands.
He shook your hand.
Imagine my head went that big. A minister of immigration of Australia shook.
Welcoming
hand
you to Australia. Wow.
After that, a train was waiting for us.
Oh.
Took us late afternoon. We get in the train and we finish up in Bathurst.
In Bathurst, yes.
And Bathurst, they put us in the big, how they called it, it was temporary building for prisoners of war and for Australian army.
Ah.
They built it. And naturally army was not there, they were empty, so they put us there temporarily. And from there on, they gave us a different jobs.
Oh.
Australia Authority. And we had 2 years contract at work. That's mean. Doesn't matter you was a doctor, or you was a professor, or you was a mechanic, or something else. That's nothing to our. You had to work 2 years where the Australian authority put you there.
Yep.
You cannot break this contract.
Yes.
Why? Because we had a free travel to Australia. We didn't money to buy it. IRO, International Refugees Organization, pay for that.
Oh, wow.
That's why we had 2 years, and I'll give you one funny example. A lot of trucks come out for electricity station here.
Yes.
You know, they use the electricity by coal, burnt coal. And all trucks come with the coal and they have to be loaded by hands. So they put it there, and there was one professor. Oh, he was big, solid man. Professor Shuleshko. I know his personally, and I know his 2 sons. And he was there unloaded his coal, you know, and he had a normal big shovel, and he asked there, he said, could you give me big shovel that size?
Yeah.
So they gave him that big shovel, and he's big man. He used to unload this job because he unloads so many trucks. Then he went to, because this problem was English, was Ukrainian. It was his encyclopedia, you know, international. Professor in mathematics.
Wow.
And he was studying English because he could not talk. You could not go to university if you cannot
Speak
language.
English. Yes.
Nothing. So he studied. Eventually, Canada wants him. He finished his contract 2 years. He's a free man.
Yes.
And Canada asked for him, and he went there, and he got job as a professor in Canada. That's happened. And I come there, and they give me, I stay in that camp about 7 weeks, and they give me job on the railway
Yes.
in
Yes.
Redfern. So I start and living in camp in Chulora. What we had a big camp, different nationality, and what was a tent. There was a tent, and in the middle, one man here, one here, and this was a dining room.
Yeah.
And nothing on the floor, just dirt. At that time, I remember when I was in the tent, sleeping in the tent, was bloody rainy day, and rain used to come from one direction.
Oh, no.
About for 4 or 5 days, and I get used to it. And then the rain stopped. I said to my friend, what happened? Oh, the rain stopped. And the funny part, he was working somewhere else, I Wales, and we came home. Oh, what we had for a meal? There was a lot of rabbits in Australia, millions. And they used to cook rabbits,
Yeah.
and they sell it, and our food was there. I get a rabbit, he get a big salad, something else. I break the rabbit in half for him, half there. We sat on the dirty floor like that, and we had our meal. Big cup of tea, and